Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Soul and Screen. In this particular video, I will be doing a review on Tyler Perry's Zatima, Season 4, Episode number 7, titled Stronger Together. And let's just get straight into it. This episode basically starts off with Zach and Fatima in the morning. Fatima is getting ready for work and she's putting on her shoes, and Zach comes out and he's like, let me help you. And he puts on her shoes and they're just having some little cute conversation. And, he's like, I thought you wasn't wearing these. And she's like, don't start like this. Just go with the outfit. And then he's like, okay, well, she gets ready to get up and he's like, let me help you up. And she's like, nah, dude, because you're already kind of dropped me once. And he's like, dang, how many times you gonna bring that up? I did that once. And it was just really just because I lost my balance. But she was looking at him side-eyed. So she did not appreciate being dropped or when he was helping her up. And so that was too funny. But then when she stands up, she's basically kind of telling him, Zach, I appreciate your help and everything, but I really need you just to back off a little bit, tone it down some. And he's like, well, how am I supposed to help you if I'm backing off and everything? And she just snaps at him a little bit. And she's like, I just told you, back up off of me because you're driving me crazy. And, so one of the things that Zach does not seem to be picking up is definitely these last few episodes. The morning seems to be the time where he irritates Fatima. So in the morning, I think Zach needs to play it cool and everything and just be easy, because by the evening, she seemed to be back all cool and, the hormones calmed down a little bit because she tired and everything. So. But that morning, he just be on her and she just be just on him. So anyway, he might want to pay attention to those cues and catch those little cues and see when did she really more irritated than usual. And in these last few episodes, it's been the morning. So anyway, he calms her down and he's just like, okay, I got you. I hear you. And then, he's like, I got my own stuff to worry about anyway. So he's talking about the baby shower and he's like, it's just, turning into this big old thing. And she turns around real quick again. She's like, wait a minute, why is it big? Zach already told you that I didn't want no big baby shower. I wanted it small, just close family and friends, that kind of stuff. And he's like, so he trying to figure out, so he kind of tells her, your mom wanted this, but I talked her out of this. And so she's like, nope, forget it. I knew I was going to have to do this. And so, matter of fact, I'm taking over, send me all the information and stuff like that because you doing too much. And, so she just ends up kind of cussing him out a little bit. And he's just like, okay. And he's like, can you quit cussing in front of the baby? And she cusses him out again before she walks out and go to work. So, like I said, Fatima is a little bit more snappy in the morning time. So Zach needs to pay attention to the little hormonal cues and see if that helps by not irritating her as much in the morning. And then in the evening, she seems to be way more toned down. So Zach, pay attention. After that, it kind of goes to Fatima getting to work because she was on her way to work. When she gets out of her car, she's getting out and Angela kind of taps her on the shoulder, but it caught her off guard. So she's a little shocked. And so Angela's like, dang, what's wrong with you? She ain't nothing wrong. And she's like, well, obviously something is wrong because you dang near jumped out your skin. What's going on? And she's like, I told you, Angela, it ain't nothing. And Angela like, wait a minute. Is it that girl, that Leslie girl? Because that one who was in your office and everything, who had the attitude. And she's like, didn't, because, you did tell me that she was dressing like you and, trying to be you and all in the bed with Zach and stuff like that. And then she goes, I knew I should have beat her tail when I saw her when she broke in your house. And Fatima's like, she broke in my house. And let me just put a pin here. So Angela, so you mean to tell me your best friend goes to the hospital because of, the incident at 3 Pass, the shooting of the gun, her stress levels rise up, everything. This chick walks into your best friend's house, gives you this story that you eventually I'm thinking you gonna say something to her about, but you don't tell your best friend that this chick was in your house. But Fatima had time to tell you so whether Fatima told her later or after or even before the situation with the at the repast that this chick was in my house, in my bed, like, and Zach thought it was me, kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you think it's okay for you not to tell Fatima when she got out of the hospital that this chick was in your house? You gave this chick a key to your house after she was just in your bed with your man. Like, real talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or if she even if she wanted to wait a couple of days, I mean, to calm Fatima down, I mean, like, but we 4 months later, and you just now telling her that you caught this chick in her house after she told you all the crazy stuff that she just did in the bed with Zach, and then you heard her tell you that she dressing like me and she doing her hair like me, and it don't put 2 and 2 together for you to tell me that this chick was in my house and she just walked in and she had a key. Like, come on, Angela. Like, I mean, so here's my thing. I have a few people in my circle who, you know, not necessarily street smart, you know what I mean? Like, but girl, real talk. So 4 months later, you gonna let this chick in my house. And so anyway, I was really ticked off about that scene because I was like, Angela, like, seriously, like, you dropped the ball best friend wise big time. So anyway, Fatima basically like, well, she's like, well, you better watch out for her. And Fatima like, I got something for her too. And so she pulls out her gun and letting Angela know that she's starting to carry her gun again, because I think she had stopped. Remember, in season 3 with all the stuff was going on with Zach, he was like, where's your gun? And she was like, I don't have it. I'm trying to be better. So anyway, she carrying a gun again. And so fast forward into the day a little bit. Fatima is at work, and she's in the she's in her like in the boardroom, just kind of getting some stuff together and talking to Sage about, you know, contracts and everything. And then what's the name, the new attorney that's trying to help her get all the business with Sage walks in, and they have a little conversation about, you know, her cousin, I guess, is supposed to be the one who's styling her hair, and she ghosted her. And so while she's talking to her, she sees from the side Leslie walk past her, and she has, of course, her hair just like Fatima, and she's in the same outfit as Fatima. And so Fatima is like, what the F? Like, I know this B is not in here. And so she excuses herself from the attorney, and she goes out and she walks into like the foyer area, and she's like looking like towards the lobby and everything, like, you know, the sitting area is to see where she went. And I was just like, yo, so obviously Fatima ain't moving as fast because she's actually pregnant. But since Leslie is not pregnant, she just got that little attachment on her stomach. I'm pretty sure she was able to walk way faster to get away, because Fatima didn't see her by the time she got to that little stair area where she looked left and right. She was already gone. So Leslie definitely is able to move faster. So I think that's how she was able to go and probably hide behind another wall like she did when Angela caught her in Fatima's office. So anyway, we fast forward to that into a little later of the day, and it looks like Zach and Angela are meeting at the bar to discuss the baby shower. He basically tells Angela, like, the baby shower has gotten way out of hand and I need you to help me. And, you know, and so she's reminding Zach, like, you do know Fatima said she didn't really want no big old thing. And he's like, I know she didn't want no big thing, but this was like our first baby. And she's like, well, this is her first baby. And he's like, okay, I got you. But still, like, this is our first baby together, and I want this to be special. Like, you know, the whole baby shower with Karen, that was weird because it was 2 baby daddies, and it was just awkward. So I don't want that, you know, for me and Fatima. I want to make this special for her, especially because, you know, it's just all the attention. I can tell he's like, you know, the attention has been on Karen for so long and everything, that he wants to make Fatima's pregnancy special, and he wants the baby shower. He's like trying to help have Angela understand that he really wants the baby shower to be like special not for Fatima, but not just for Fatima, for him. This is his first baby shower that he's been a part of. If Michael is his, he didn't get to be a part of that one. And then again, the baby shower with Karen's baby, that was just awkward just because of the whole situation. And he's like, I just really want to make this special for basically her, myself, and the baby. And so she basically kind of tells him, like, you know, Zach, like, I think part of the reason Fatima didn't really want anything big, in all honesty, is just because I think she thought she was going to be doing this by herself. Like, you know how men are. And he's like, actually, I don't really know how men are because I really never have been around men growing up. So I don't know. And she's like, well, basically, they don't typically participate in the planning of the baby shower. So the good thing is you already breaking the mold with that. And so he's like, okay, cool. And it also, the way he greeted her when she came in, he hugged her and stuff. So definitely things have toned down between them, because at the end, like towards in season 3, remember, after he had the blow up at Belinda's house and her and Fatima had an argument a little bit, and she was like, hey, drama. And he was like, don't you got a house? Like, so you could tell they was kind of at each other a little bit. But at the repast, when she stepped in and helped, I think that gave him a different understanding kind of Angela, because in all honesty, Angela actually it tries to be like non-biased when it comes to Fatima. Like, she tells Fatima, like, you know, well, you know, you would do that too. Like, she don't just really go at Zach. She gives both ends of the coin. So I think that's cool for her, but he don't know that. So anyway, I think over the few months of her pregnancy, being there and him seeing how good of a friend she's been to Fatima, he's developed a little bit of a softness for her. So he greeted her when she came in and gave her a hug and everything. So he can tell things are toned down between them and are better. And he just basically was like, I just need your help, but can you please not tell her that you helping me? Because he really don't want her to kind of jump in, like, Zach, don't be asking our friends to help with our baby shower. Like, you know, I told you I could do it. I take over, because he's really trying to keep her calm once again, because the doctor told her earlier on in the season that if she didn't keep her stress levels down, she would most likely be put on bed rest. So he's definitely trying to keep her stress down. So I think, let's see what happens after that. I think it goes to like Belinda and Nate or something like that. And told you I won't be talking too much about them. But the only thing I want to pull out in this particular thing is that he basically comes back to her house to return some stuff that he took from her and she didn't know, because he said basically he was living outside of his car and he needed like a can opener. He needed some stuff. And so he was bringing it back to her. And then so he was like, well, what you bringing it back for? And he told her, well, I'm bringing it back because I'm getting back together with my wife. And then she was like, you getting back together with your wife? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, do you even want to be with her? And he was like, well, she's my wife. And so she was like, whatever. And so then all of a sudden now she pushing up on him. You know, so she's like, you know, you want me and you don't want to be with her and all this kind of stuff. And this is why I don't like Belinda. Like, Belinda to me is another Karen. She don't want him until the woman that his wife, actually. This is a little different situation than Karen, Zach, and Fatima, just because they weren't married. But you just kicked this man out. You was just telling him that's why you kicked him out. And now he telling you he bringing stuff back so that he could get with his wife. And now all of a sudden you want him back. And I know what you want. And come on. And he straight out dissed her. He was like, nah, I'm good. And that like kind of pissed her off, because she, you know, once again, kind of like Karen, overinflating herself. Like, ain't no dude gonna not want me. Like, I'm it, you know, and everything. So she, basically, like I said, I just feel when I look at Belinda, I see Karen. So, anyway, you fast forward a little bit into the episode some more. I think it's Connie. And she is basically going through these chemo treatments, but she's doing it by herself. And basically what's going on is there's a woman there speaking, an older woman who's going through the same process, and who she gives her some wisdom and just let her know, like, why is you going through this all by yourself? And you know, she's like, no, I just, I don't really want nobody to bother nobody or anything like that. I'm used to like doing stuff on my own. And she's like, well, what about your kids and stuff? And she's like, they young, but they don't know what's going on. They're too young. And so she basically was asking her, like, well, telling her that first of all, you can't be bugging your friends. If they really your friends and they care about you, when it comes to something like this, they want to know. You don't want to pass away suddenly and they didn't even know you was sick, So she's kind of really trying to speak some wisdom into Connie and let her know that you need to push past all of this. You don't want nobody to know stuff, and tell your friends and your family so that they can help you in any way that they can. And let me go ahead and put a pin here. Tony, so she tells the lady, I told one person, but I made him promise not to say nothing. So Tony, real talk, one thing not to say nothing, another thing not to help. For y'all to all have grown up since you guys were 9-10 years old. And this chick is basically like your little sister or your sister. And she told you she got cancer. She told you the seriousness of it. And you can't babysit. So you own your own shop where you cut hair and everything. So you mean the kids can't get dropped off and sit in the back and watch a movie real quick while she goes and gets, chemo, go through her chemo treatment, and then you check in periodically to, let me bring something over or anything. And I say that because she's going through this whole thing, and it's just and Tony, what's going on? I understand you got this thing going on with the with you shooting somebody and I guess accidentally killing them and didn't mean to, but really? That's what we doing? We not going we so caught up in that, in taking the lady who live in the same complex some money, but you can't stop and check on one of your best friends since grade school to help and check out, because that's not something to me that Connie needs to ask, since he's the only one who knows. Why aren't you offering? You over here literally trying to take care of this other woman who I guess it's the boy's mom, whoever he shot, that he's sliding money to. Your best friend is going through chemo treatments and she got young kids, and you not going to pick them up a meal through the week and just be like, what days you got chemo? I got you. I'm gonna bring some food over. Come on. So I am not absolutely liking Tony right now at all. He kind of on my nerves. Anyway, I think, let's see what else will happen. And then, so Connie, again, after she's getting her chemo, so to back it up just a little bit more, Connie, before she leaves after her chemo treatment, she goes and finds out that Jeremiah basically is in the hospital, and he OD'd and stuff. So she goes and checks in on him, and she's just like, let me help you, dude. Quit you trying to basically kill yourself. And he's like, don't nobody like me, don't nobody want me, all this kind of stuff. And so she's just like, just let me help you. And he notices the port in her chest due to the chemo, and ask her about it, and she kind of tells him it's her birth control pill or something like that. So anyway, that's pretty much the end of that particular episode. Again, it was titled Stronger Together, and started off I like how they are all coming together as community, kind of just they taking a long time to do it, but Angela definitely coming to help Zach without Fatima knowing, and then trying to help talk Fatima into letting Zach know about what's going on with Leslie. She really is caught in the middle, but definitely trying to get both of them to talk to one another so that they can quit, hiding stuff from one another, but trying to be very delicate about the situation and understanding that, Fatima knows that she don't really want to send Zach into another tailspin. And then knowing that, she don't want to upset Fatima, because again, Fatima far along enough in her pregnancy, so she kind of moody. Remember, she just kind of moody with everybody, and so I'm pretty sure Angela along the way has felt it. Why? Because that's her best friend. So your best friend, your man, people live close in your family, they the ones who are going to be able to experience the attitudinal issues and shifts that you have throughout the day, throughout your pregnancy. So anyway, love the episode. Definitely like where it's going, and within their dynamic, their couple dynamic and things like that. So I will see you in the next review. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Let me know what you thought about the whole Angela just now telling Fatima about Leslie being in her house situation. I mean, she basically set the whole stage for her to be able to put the camera and everything in her house. And now that the chick know everything that Fatima wearing, everything that they saying, like this part, I think is Angela. It's on Angela because of that. So anyway, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.